Hello there. As I welcome you to yet another chapter of Candle Red, we are entering the EU. What's EU? It's European Union. Basically, we are taking you through the entire continent and perhaps one of the most dense continent. Australia is the smallest, but Europe may be one of the richest continent in the world. Well, China may disagree, North America may disagree, but what about the work that we're doing? The SDG tags that I'm talking about is goal number 8, decent work and economic growth, and goal number 11, which is sustainable cities and communities. So, first time when you talk, as I say, you plan your lesson in a way. The 10 minutes is a little engagement. I love the idea of having a little coffee mug, a little idea of telling them where these countries are, what are we talking about. And we are giving an assumption that let's say you're planning a trip across Europe. Where would you go? You can take a detour and talk about Euro Rail, such well connectivity that you've got. And then you can speak about the cities in Europe, London, Paris, Rome, Athens, Berlin. People love to talk about it. And maybe we stop at a London tour. And London has so many things. Just play a game of Scotland Yard. It's a spin off. Just have a Scotland Yard and you'll know what River Thames is, the famous London Bridge, the Big Ben, or the Queen's Guard. And we are talking about so many areas we're talking about. An example would be, let's say you are a tour manager from a company called Vina, which is actually a very popular company. How would you show them what London is about? So you must visit the London Eye. It is the biggest cantilever observation wheel. Well, the Ferris wheel, it's just that London Eye. Fun fact, there was a similar Ferris wheel that Dubai wanted to build, but because the ground was so shaky, they stopped operating it. You go ahead, check which are the bigger ones. This is how the beautiful Ferris wheel or the cantilever bridge looks like. Well, I think it's an amazing sight. It's called the London Eye. You may take your day two and you may enter the EU with different routes, and this could be now the start of an amazing activity. How about looking at the map of Europe? What I've seen, amazing students, brilliant students, yet they do not know countries of the world. Let's do five basic countries, or let's do a tour of 10 days or 10 countries in 13 days. You can just involve anything here. You can start from Portugal, Spain, France. You can go upwards. There is a bigger country out there, Germany. From Germany, there is Hungary, Poland. Talk about these countries. You may need a map of Europe. You can put it on a projector. Look at the languages spoken. Predominantly, it's not English. German is a language. Spanish is a language. French is a language. Well, there is Latin and Greece also. In Greece, Greek, that's what we call about. How do you say hello in this language? This is where you draw a Euro map. If from India, if you're traveling to Europe, or from other countries you're traveling to Europe, you need something called a Schengen visa. A Schengen visa allows you to do multiple countries in Europe. There are certain big countries, which includes Russia and Turkey, which are half in Europe, half in Asia. Some fun facts that will tell you what Europe looks like. And look at the places: Pisa, Florence, Venice, which is an entire city on river. There is Burano, there is Rome. So you plan the whole thing. Amsterdam. Amsterdam is, the flower capital of the world. There is Zurich, which is where I did a lot of my work in Switzerland. Geneva is the World Bank's headquarters. You can talk Vatican, finally, where we go, to meet the Pope. For the Catholics, this is a very precious city. It's one of the holiest cities in the world, and you can plan a lot of work around just the idea of Europe. You can talk about currency, you can talk about language, you can talk about their culture, their art, their dance, their festivals. As I take you to my second activity, which is where, it says taste palettes is what we're talking about. Some delicious cuisines are there, from the pizza toppings of Italy or cheese from Switzerland. Or how about fish and tea? No, fish and chips in England, and the afternoon tea. The English tea is very famous. Now, how many cuisines can you name? There is a sample given here. Look at those samples, talk about it, encourage your friends, encourage your students to talk about what is it. Maybe, can Europe, is it all non-veg, or is vegan also a fad there? Are vegetarians surviving there? Yeah, there are a lot of beef and fish there, but there is a lot of vegetables also available. The Europeans love their veggies. So talk about it, and this is what we do. I have seen students bring and make a pizza or something very similar and bring it, enjoy a day of, eating in your class. It'll be wonderful. Finally, we take a little, a different route, and we say, let's look at the beaches in Europe. Europe is surrounded by Mediterranean Sea. There is, the Caspian Sea. So how about going to a beach and talking about some amazing beaches? It could be in Portugal, it could be in Greek islands or French Riviera. Mark the beaches. You will need to know the European map. What are special about the European beaches? Also, you can do a distinct study. Let's say a beach, Goa in India or somewhere else in the world and on a European beach, what makes it distinct? Are there plastics around? Is there lifeguards on board? What kind of sharks or fishes are in the beaches? What kind of predators? How safe it is? Do you sail there? Do you surf there? Talk about a young girl, although American, her name is Bethany Hamilton. She was a surfer where a shark came and bit her, and yet she continued to surf after the accident. These are some powerful stories, but today I want you to learn and relate this story to your student. You can make a video, you can show a YouTube video about a place called Normandy in France. Well, the entire World War II rested on this day called the D-Day. What's a D-Day? D-Day was the day when the troops landed in Normandy in France and the Germans were waiting for them, and there was a chaos. There was, we can also use a peace tag, goal number 16, about peace, and the idea that how difficult it was. Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, Sword, these are the names of they had given to each place. It was a ferocious battle. Talk about Normandy, talk about the way the victory it swung for people, and they are amazing movies. There's an Oscar-winning movie on the D-Day. You must go ahead, research it, and show to your students. Perhaps they will learn something special from this particular part, and it's really, really powerful. You have an extra time, perhaps you can watch a movie that is called All Quiet on the Western Front. It's an Oscar-winning movie. Or, my favorite actor, Tom Hanks, I call him the Amir Khan of Hollywood. His movie called Saving Private Ryan. It's three brothers, two of them die, and last brother Ryan. How the entire team works hard to save him. It's a brilliant movie, a slow movie perhaps for those who are not into war movies. And D-Day special, June 6th, remember the date. It was the day where Germany was stopped. France was finally liberated, and it was a promise that before Christmas, World War could be over, and this is what happened. So, all the best, and I hope you go back and enjoy some really special classes with your students. Thank you.